So in this episode, we are going to be playing the live com away to Starbeck, as well as recapping the start of our 2055 season, which is our third full season at Rosenborg. Now, hopefully you are enjoying this mini-series to end Football Manager. Have you finished playing Football Manager? Are you still playing? Are you continuing to save right up until the release of FM25? Go into the comments and let me know how your FM24 journey is looking. And if you have finished, let me know your best achievements in FM24. Put them in the comments below. But let's head over to the game screen and let's recap how this season has gone so far in the first couple of months. Okay, so we'll start by looking at our under-19s, who are looking fairly strong, sitting in 4th place. Won 7, drew 3, lost 4. I've got to say I'm really pleased with that. Last time we were in the top division, we got relegated. That was my first season as manager. So since then, we struggled to get back up. But now we are back up, we are holding our own. And Shankar is continuing to do it. With 16 goals and 17 in all competitions so far, 18 years old. Just doing really well. You can see his first year with us, he scored 59 in 46. Then he scored 66 in 46. And now so far this season, he has 16 and 17. For our B team hasn't done amazing with 18 games and only 2 goals. But I do think he's going to develop year by year and just make us a little bit better. Hopefully on the field. I don't really know what I was going to say there. He's going to make us a little bit better. Really makes sense. So in terms of our B team, playing in the 3rd tier of Norwegian football this year, won 3, drew 4, losing only 1 with 13 points. We are 4 points off top of the league. I have to say, I'm pleased with how we're looking. I think one of the most pleasing things is anybody in my first team squad at the minute is not registered to even help them. So this has all been with the squad that they have. And I do say that one of the standout players so far this season is Hamza Hamidi, who we brought in, the Algerian defender. I wasn't sure if he was going to play in our first team or B team this year. I'm kind of glad he's playing in our B team. He's getting all that football. He's playing regularly. And I just think he could be a player who next year moves into the first team and is a very, very solid central defender. And let's not forget, we paid £65,000 for him. So we're going to start by recapping the cup in terms of our first team. Then in the first round, we came up against Fjellingsdalen. We got 3-1 victory. Cleland, Malle and Tronseth on the score sheet for us there. Wasn't really a long recap, was it? We then went out in the second round at home to rivals Vålerenga. Trondheim to Oslo is not exactly local. Our rivals Vålerenga with 2 goals in added time, the 96th minute and the 120th minute saw us go out. We did miss a penalty in open play. Right, I've not recorded a video for a week. We missed a penalty in open play. Doesn't make sense, Paul. We missed a penalty in the first 90 minutes of normal time before it went to the extra time. Either way, Fincher missed a penalty. So moving on to how the league has gone so far. And when you look at that, you are going to be thinking, ooh, not going so well. Let me talk you through it. So we started off against Brann, a 0-0 draw away from home against Brann. I thought was a good result. They're a very, very solid team. We then were 2-0 up against Molde. Menseth and Vito on the score sheet before Menseth and Camille in the first half both picked up red cards. In the second half, we just couldn't do it and we ended up losing 4-2 to Molde with former Eggerson and Lilstrom player who's now at Molde in Christian Niemeyer on the score sheet. Bit disappointing that player who I've brought with me on my Build a Nation journey scored against us. We were dominating. We could have picked up 4 points in the first 2 games, but after going down to 9 men, we just got outplayed. We then beat Hamkamp 4-3. Figueroa, member of the channel Figueroa. Now, if you do want to support the channel, down below where the option to click subscribe is, there's an option to click join. You pay a monthly fee, price of a cup of coffee. And it just shows your appreciation for the content that you are enjoying. And for that, in my next save, which will be the first one in FM25, you will become a player in the game. So Figueroa, Bellinga, Shio, and Björk Gulson on the score sheet there as we got a 4-3 victory. We then lost at home to Werder Glimt, Drummond scoring our goal. We then drew away to Lillestrøm with Bellinga scoring before losing to Vålerenga. Bloody hate that team. 4-2, Bellinga picking up both of our goals. We then beat Ullkista away from home. Finch again his first goal of the season. Our strikers have not been scoring. Finch is our top goal scorer for strikers. And then also we just beat Stjørdals Blink with Bellinga picking up 2 and Menseth on the score sheet. Now you will notice the last few games, in fact, actually it was in this game the injury happened. Against Ullkista, Vitor in the 16th minute picked up an injury. He's out for 3 to 5 months with a broken ankle. Absolutely devastating when you bring in a player on a high wage, highest wage in the club, to be a playmaker of the club, and he's now broke his ankle. So our season form of winning 3, drawing 2, losing 3 at the minute sees us in 8th place on 11 points. We're looking okay. We really are. I just think we need to push on that next level. I think over the summer, maybe 1 or 2 additions, maybe we stretch our wage bill by another 5 or 6k, just to make sure we do knock on that door of European football. So, top goal scorer so far is Bellinga with 6 and 9. Menseth has picked up a couple, then everyone else is on 1. A lot of 1s though, so we are handing the goals around. Top assist is Bellinga as well. So, Bellinga on the right wing is an important player at the club. We paid 50k for him, and I don't know how long we're going to end up holding on to him for. He has just gone to another level so far this season. So we'll see how that goes, but there's a chance he ends up moving on. So today we are coming up against a team where we don't have any players. We are coming up today. We do that. See that I can multitask, I can talk and make subs. Against Stabæk away, a very tough side, sitting in 4th place at the minute. We've struggled fitness-wise because we have just had a cup game recently. So I do think you are going to see quite a few rotated people in today's game, which is a bit upsetting in terms of me wanting to actually secure a victory here. He needs to be set as a striker when he does play in that position, inside forward, sorry. Castell has been disappointing. As he is the current golden boy, I hoped he would have had a good season so far. 5 games, 0 goals, 0 assists. Yeah. So the team for today, Ingebertsen in goal. We're going to go Martinez at right back as an inverted fullback on defend just to tuck in. So we do end up playing that back three then. Hansen is the one who gets forward. Camille, Hilberg and Hansen. Then we're going Niesveien, Shelland and Menseth. Then we're going to go Strummen, Castell and Seam. Seam is going to get the nod up top today. None of our strikers deserve to be playing. Castell, 0 goals. Seam, 0 goals. Finch has started 3, came off bench 4 times, 1 goal, and he's missed a penalty. So, you know, I don't want to point fingers at people, but I'm gonna. We're just struggling at the minute to get the ball in the back of the net, and I think we need a little bit more quality out wide. Maybe someone with them legs on the left wing. We need maybe a bit more quality in central midfield, just because when Victor goes out injured, we've literally got no one. Them are the 2 things I want to change, I think, because Shelland as the attacking midfielder of the 2, he's more of a defensive holder. But we have no... What was my keeper doing? We have no attacking midfielders really to play in that centre mid role with Victor out injured. So that is definitely a position we need to look at strengthening during the summer. We also have none in our youth team, which is another thing I considered. First thought when you get an injury like that is, okay, promote someone from the youth. Promote them up, improve the squad. We had nobody. Nobody. Like Sergio, from the corner for Starbeck, puts in front post. Kellan gets it away. Hansen presses, but they do get the shot off, hits the post and goes out to Bratton. He floats it in, but we do win the header, and Ingebertsen now collects in goal. Ingebertsen did miss some games in the first half of the season, so we will just show you that Egan Vick has come up from our under 19s. Played 5 games in the league, so he has stayed in and around the first team. He will be on the bench most games. Now, we'll give him some first team football because I do think in the next couple of years he will become our first choice keeper. So, just easing him in. There's no rush, there's no pressure to throw him in and give him 90 minutes every second week even. Just sometimes. Maybe if we have a home game against a team I just feel we can dominate, give him the game. Sanes, for example, Stjørdals Blink, Hamkam, all kiss to them 4 teams. Maybe he plays against them in the second half of the season, that type of thing. Okay, so it's half time. We've not looked great, but we can look at making a couple of changes. But first off, Henriksen can come on for the second half. So what we will do is we'll move Martinez back out to the left back and Henriksen come on at right back. I think what we can also look at doing is Bellinga coming on for Castell, and Strummen can move over to the left because Strummen actually does well in terms of picking up the odd assist and goal, where Castell this season, I think in the summer we could end up having the lowest sale of a European golden boy that I've ever seen. Like, within the time he's still a current European golden boy. Obviously, we've just paid $500,000 for Hansen this season, who is the golden boy from 4 years ago. But in terms of a current, Eastveen gives a penalty away. Oh my days. Let's just up our tempo to attack and slightly more direct. But please be a free kick. Please be a free kick. Please be... Oh, it's a penalty. Ah, just not good, is it? Not good when you're giving penalties away that early. Yeah, 1-0 to Starbeck. Only a couple of minutes after we make them changes, which I think could push us on. We have a couple players struggling. Eastveen, who's just gave the penalty, where I think could be one that comes off on the hour as well. If we look, I think Torres is going to come on. Lima Torres in defensive mid. And I think we're going to go... Oh. See, he's recovering from an injury. His injury was a muscle, I think. Let me just double check. Please let me... Was a pulled groin. Yeah, so we're not going to start him. I would like to sub both my midfielders, to be honest with you. But we can't... I mean, we could maybe look at something like... And could play there. He technically can play there. Technically. Then we can do that. Right, that's all 3 midfielders replaced for the last half hour. We need fresh legs. Having a cup game only a couple of days before. I do hope in FM25, one of the biggest things they look at improving is the fact that, especially when you're in Europe, in the Builder Nation, I would have a league game on the Sunday and then be in Europe on Tuesday. Especially as a smaller nation. Surely you want to help your clubs. So maybe move my league game to Friday so I have Saturday, Sunday, Monday off before we play the game on Tuesday. Or if you have a European game on a Wednesday, your league game's on the Sunday, like in England. But sorry, on Thursday then Sunday. But we don't seem to get it. We seem to get shafted constantly in terms of when our league games are to when our European games in Build Nation and now Cup to League is so tight. Okay, penalty. Seam to go joint top goal scorer as a striker. Evan Seam, get in there. We go 1-1 away from home to Starbeck. We're going to stay direct, okay? But we are going to drop down the balance personality because away from home against the top 4 side, we would take the point. So, go direct. We're still playing direct, but just balance. So if we do get another goal, fantastic. If not, we would happily have a steady last few minutes by Henriksen to Camille. He chips one out to Torresson. Goes forward to Seymour. It's not a foul. They do have a chance to count us with Skogvold. Skogvold. Oh, it's a front post cross. He's onside. Stero tucks it away. Don't think us going balance cost us there before someone puts in the comments you should have kept going attacking. I would say that sums up how our performances have been this season. We've not been bad, but we're just not picking up results in some games where I would like us to. Just remember, we are not one of the best teams in the league. So unfortunately we picked up a defeat. Them games away from home against top 4 side is not going to define our season. I'm curious, salary per annum. So we spend 1.8 now. So it is a lot more than we were spending, but we still one of the lowest spenders, 14th lowest. Now I want to spend an extra 5 or 6k a week on them 2 players. So the 2 of our highest, biggest spenders I'm going to bring in, they're centre mid and winger. So say 5k a week, that's 20k a month. That's 240k over the year. That would still only take us up 1 place. We would still be the 13th wage budget. So, put it into perspective that if I can bring in the correct winger and the correct central midfielder who can also play alongside Victor maybe going forward, we could be knocking on the door of Europe while really balancing the books. I've been Paul, Arsenal to Northman. Thank you for tuning in. My lunch break's over. I'm going back to work, and I'll see you next time.